Mike Flanagan's kind of a big deal. He's best known recently for his work on Oculus. I wasn't crazy about it. I hear nothing but good things about it all the time. I think it was just, I never finished it. Something about that movie, I just couldn't get into it.
I'm guessing you're a little skeptical moving into this one, knowing that he was at the helm.
Yeah, I'm skeptical about it, but it made its premiere at South by Southwest. The early buzz was really, really good. Netflix swooped in and acquired it.
It's got an interesting concept. If you're not familiar with Hush, our main character is completely deaf. She had meningitis when she was a kid, lost her hearing. So the whole beginning's got this interesting setup where you go from sound to no sound, which I thought was nice. I thought that was a nice touch. So we kind of get dropped into her world. And then a psycho decides to show up to her house and realizes that he's dealing with somebody who can't hear him.
In some crazy way that gives him these extra kicks. Like, oh, I've never dealt with some shit like this. I can make this fun little game. At its core, it's just a home invasion movie that doesn't really do anything special, but these variables that are injected in the screenplay, those variables are what make it interesting.
I do like this film. I don't really think it explores it as far as it could have taken it, but it's a pretty decent cast. You got Kate Siegel, who's been in a couple other Mike's movies. She does a great job as the lead. And then John Gallagher Jr., who was just recently in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
Does an excellent job in this. And for most of the movie, it's just these two characters having this weird interaction. And it is entertaining. Are there some stale parts? Yes. I kind of wish he would have played a little bit more like we did at the beginning of the film, where there was like the sound was in and it was out.
Yep.
I kind of wanted some more of that, because that did put me in the mind of the main character. But it got abandoned about halfway through.
And really, that's where a lot of the stuff happens. Like at the beginning of the movie, it doesn't waste any time. I mean, you get introduced to a secondary character. You learn a little bit about what's happening around this home, just enough to give you some foreshadowing. You can kind of see some things like, oh, they said that. That's got to come back in somewhere. And it does a really good job at foreshadowing that kind of stuff. And then it just kind of cracks off, like out of nowhere, like shit just starts going down. And there's some good stuff. I mean, there are few movies, especially in this home invasion subgenre that I come across, that leave me wondering, like legitimately wondering, what would I do in this situation? And this movie made me do that a lot. They go out of our way to show us how awesome technology can be. I mean, she's cooking and her text messages are coming from her phone and being relayed over to her computer, and she's doing FaceTime and doing sign language through cameras. Like, it does really cool stuff to show us how awesome technology is. And then it does a even better job at showing us how fucking useless all of that is as soon as the power goes out.
And in this one, we actually get a killer that has a personality, and it's a big personality, and I appreciated that. And there was about halfway through, I guess, I thought, man, they really need to explain this character. They need to explain why he's out there, because it was weird. It didn't make a lot of sense. And then by the end of the movie, for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it, but my opinion of that changed, and I was like, yeah, okay, I didn't actually need to know anything about him.
We get introduced to this guy who does have this personality, and I thought, like, yeah, like I hope we get some sort of light shed on this guy. And shortly thereafter, I was like, I don't know, it might be even cooler if, like, he's just there. Both of these characters are somewhat smart. They're intelligent. Like,
yes.
They don't make bad decisions. In fact, they both make completely logical decisions throughout a lot of this. Whenever you think someone should run, get out of the fucking house, she tries, man. Like, she does everything that you would try if you were in the situation.
Overall, man, it wasn't my favorite film by any means, but I think it's a solid film. I think it's a super solid film in the home invasion subgenre.
Yeah.
And I think a large horror fan base is really going to enjoy this, because it is smart, it feels fleshed out, and it looks good.
There's enough happening here that makes it feel real. I'm with you. I think it's a really strong entry into the home invasion thing. It doesn't do really anything, this is kind of a cliche, I guess, but it doesn't do anything particularly great, but it's pretty fucking good at everything.
So watch it, you think? I say watch it.
Absolutely watch it. I think these are sort of movies. I love stuff that's grounded in reality. I like shit that could potentially happen, and the fact that I had that inner monologue with myself so many times and just realizing how desperate of a situation that this is, in my opinion, that's maybe more of a successful movie than I'm even letting on right now. Like, it's pretty good.
There you go, man. I like it. Do it. Watch it. Netflix now.